Hey, Shalom, Yasharallah. Shalom, 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 Shalom. Hey, man. Out here once again, in Portland, Oregon, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, going to be doing a lesson, rolling through the spirit, talking about what's going on, and that Lord willing that this lesson is edifying to the elect. And Salaki about the little bit of a downward angle. I'm traveling right now out of town, and I have forgotten everything except my little camera stand and haven't had time to go pick one up in the meantime, but Yahweh Ratazah. Here soon, but Lord willing, you're gonna make it do what it do. And Shalom Makiyam Yahweh Shmi Ashar Barakatah, the brother Azza Allah. Before we get into this lesson though, I'm gonna face the east and give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachach Vadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles, that great Muslim that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS BOISE, IDAHO camp, coming at you with another lesson on the highways and byways. Posting out with that stick in the sense of getting the sticks to join together with that 12 tribes chart right there. Because this is the real gathering of Israel. By giving them the law, statutes, and commandments, and first and foremost, telling them who their power is. Because for the longest, it's like I can't see it, I got it right here. The 12 tribes chart. For the longest, we've been called colors of crayons, named after colonizers. We've been even called sayings like Puerto Ricans, rich port, man. So just since I'm starting out with there, man, we can go straight to the curses, because there's only one group of people that fit those curses to a T like that, man. And you come around to these big cities and you see the mix of a multitude of nations. Like, I live in Boise, Idaho, and for the most part, we got Mexicans and we got white people, man. For the most part, But when you come out here to the city, you got Asians, you got Moab, you got Elam, you got Ishmael, you got all the other nations that you've never even seen, in a mix, man. And you can really see the differences of the curses that are on our people and the way that they're living out here, the type of situations that they're succumbed to, on the streets, crashed out, man, or just going through it, man, with their health. You see these other nations and they're walking around like they ain't got no care in the world, man. They ain't looking over their shoulder. They're coming over to these big cities, man, and you're in downtown Portland, you got old ass Moabites walking with their hands behind their back at night, man. I'm just saying, it's not a crazy town, but it's just the level of comfortability that the heathens have in this world, kind of irks your spirit, man, especially when you definitely you know the truth, man, and you can see the difference. But I wanted to get to the curses. And Yasher Allah, I'm a little bit long-winded, so Salakia. But I want to make sure that going back to what I was saying about we've been called colors of crayons or sayings, and the reason I say sayings is because Puerto Rican. If you look up Puerto Rican, that just means rich port. That's a saying. Oh, this is a rich port because of all the stuff that they're getting out of the island. Let's call the people that, man. That's Esau. Any way to tell us anything but what we really are. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations where the Lord shall lead thee. And that is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai being the one that led us into these situations. You can't blame the devil. You can't blame the man in the mirror, or in the sense of you did this, but we all deserved it because we went off. But it's Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that brought us over here to serve a judgment here in captivity. Because if brothers got money, ain't nothing wrong with that. But for the people that are first learning this truth, man, money is not your main motivation, man. Money is not your main source of being at peace, man. Understanding the will and the doctrine and what pleases and doesn't please Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that's going to give you peace of mind, man. Because I can come out here, to any city, anything, man, and I know, that I can call upon Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to protect my car when it's parked, to help that we, and as we're walking to this restaurant, help that everything goes well. We eat our food. I pray that it's blessed so that when it's ingested in my body, it doesn't harm me. These are very different things that the rest of the world cannot see, appreciate, understand, or even know how to use. Because you have to understand that the prayer is a very powerful tool, man. And if people can't access the riches you know, with the key, and the key being the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, they're never going to be able to enjoy, you know, in a sense of enjoy, I mean, being able to see the pure mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai when he, you know, answers your prayers. And even when he answers your prayers and you ain't even asked for it, man, you know. So it's Yahweh, because it's a balance, man, because we're the only people that can call upon Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and actually, you know, get a response and, you know, build a relationship that's meaningful, while at the same time we're underneath their curses, man. So you see how Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai balances out, because he only gave his name to one people, man. You know, he only gave his love, his promises, the covenants to one people, man. You know, and all these other people, they get angry over that, man. You know, because contrary to popular belief, as the so-called Christianity insanity has taught through hundreds of years, you know, they think that everybody should be allowed salvation, like they did something to deserve it. What did these nations do to deserve it, man? Nothing. And then if you really want to get down to the nitty-gritty details, neither did Yashar Allah. But it was promised to us nonetheless. You know, it's not, it doesn't matter the fact if they were promised or we were promised or what did we do. Hey man, Yahweh Bashem Yahshai promised it to us. Like, it's not that we promised, it's not what we did. Like I said, we can do nothing for ourselves to save ourselves. We can do nothing, you know, to obtain that salvation. But there are certain things that you can do to help your case, because I say that because everything is Yahweh Bashem Yahshai's will, man. There's nothing a man can say to say, oh, I did this, I didn't do that, that's why I got saved. No, man, that's pride. Because the law puffs up people, man, thinking, oh, I don't, what's a good example, man? I don't ever buy mixed garments. You know, I don't wear 100% pure linen, man. Okay, well, 100% pure linen, how do you know it's not 99% linen, 1%, you know, polyester, man? It's still going on. But, you know, the over righteous puffing it up spirit, because, you know, these men are you know, men and women, you know, being people pleasers. You know, for example, like the Christian church, you know, the pastors, which is actually where I am here. And I actually wanted to show you Akim the symbol. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I'm right here behind the First Presbyterian Church right here. It was a little open area, but I noticed, you know, they got the star of so-called Ram Fam right there, you know, and that's supposed to be a, you know, so-called Christian organization, but Salakia Yashar, I accidentally hit the lock button. But, you know, it goes to show you that wicked symbolism is everywhere, you know. So these people are angry because they can't get the connection with Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, but yet they worship pagan things like that. They put this on their churches, you know. Man, this is a very wicked building. It has an obelisk at the very top of it, like all these other churches do. Man, yeah, man. If I looked at that building a little bit more, you can start to see more and more things, you know, like wicked ass symbols, man. But this is and the other way, man, I passed a Christian church that had a rainbow flag on one side, you know, and the Christian banner flag on the other, man, right in the entrance. So what type of vibration you think they're pushing out in those four houses, man? But I wanted to go back, you know, again, full circle to the curses, because, hey, man, Jake is living under them, even back in the ancient world when Ezra was asking the angel, hey, man, when are we going to get our peace? You know, roughly paraphrasing. But I wanted to go to that account, because honestly, this is one of my favorite scriptures, favorite section of scriptures in the Bible, man, because this brings a cut to all the so-called Christians, all the Christians and other people that pick up a Bible saying that I'm those people. Oh, God's promises are for me. Oh, I'm a spiritual Israelite, man. All that is trash. This is 2nd Esdras 6:55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. And the our sakes is the sakes of the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, along with the Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the world. So this is verse 56. You know, this is the main point, but I want to read this whole section. This is, as for other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And spittle is another word for spit. You know, like you got mocos in your mouth, and you huck a loogie or whatever, man, you don't want it in your mouth. That's a parable and a similitude to how Ezra was describing how the Most High Yahweh Shem Shai's emotions are to the rest of these nations, man, which is nothing, man. You know, these people don't appreciate Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Even our own people don't, man. There's only the elect that are going to appreciate Yahweh Shem Shai in this sense right now. Going back to it, as I'm going to start from the top. As for other people, which also come of Adam, because, hey, man, we're all descendants of Adam, the Adamites, before what we were called before the flood. Thou hast said that they are nothing. You know, all these other nations are nothing. Self-explanatory. But be like unto spittle. We went over that. And hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel, man. That's a very descriptive words right there, because you got a big old bucket, right? Let's say 5-gallon bucket, man. It's filled all the way to the brim, and a little drop falls out. Are you going to try to set that bucket down and take that water out the ground, or are you going to be like, hey, I'm going to keep it pushing? No, man, you're going to keep it pushing. Because, hey, another, example for the difference is it gives you a difference of how many people are going to be saved and not saved by when you are gathering gold. You get a lot of dirt, but just a little bit of gold or gold dust is left over from the big old dirt that you gathered, man. You know, the Most High don't care about anybody except that remnant. Verse 57, and now, O Lord, behold these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, and that's forever. They've always been nothing but heathen, man. You know, fucking disgusting, man. You can see the way they move, the things and the type of things that they put into this culture, man. You know, just being out here in, Babylon the Great out here at Portland, Oregon, man. This is a very highly spiritually wicked city, man. If y'all brothers never been out here in Portland, Oregon, man, I'm visiting out here because I'm from out here, man. I got family in the area going through, to the coast. Not to put my business out there, but hey, man, you got to take the wifey out for a couple of days, go do shit like that too, man. But hey, man, balance is everything. But guess what? The balance is I'm out here on on so-called vacation, because we never taking breaks here. Call Halal Yahweh Shemi Shai, I was able to get a couple of days off. But guess what? We still doing the work, man. So call Halal Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. We ain't taking no breaks. All gas, no breaks, because hey, man, this place is going down. Lord willing, I'll get into prophecy a little bit sooner. I wanted to get through this point because I'm building it up in the sense that the prophets know what's going on. Everything that's going on with Russia, Ukraine, China, United States approving the HIMARS cruise missiles. The cruise missiles, I don't know if they're called the HIMARS. The HIMARS are the ones with the trucks, with the cruise missiles to Ukraine. And then also NATO pledged F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine. So this thing is happening, man. I know that they're talking about staging more troops in Poland as well, to have a nuclear-ready arsenal as well in Poland. So what the things are happening is doing exactly what Russia told them not to do, is moving their, how do you say, military power closer to Russia's borders. And shalom to all you Akim, on the conboard, the water for the scriptures, Azaya Allah. I'm going to get to him here in a minute. Yahweh Ratazah. And shalom to that brother right there, man. Go follow his page. I did a lesson on this brother's page because they had a chariot cross over their camp, man. And I didn't mean to get off point, but there was a chariot that looked like a speck of light. It glowed and then it disappeared, man. And the same video, not the same video, the same chariot, almost the same angle, whatever happened to me a couple times with the chariot came up. It glowed and then it flew away, and I have it on video. I've done that a lesson on my other page, Ambassador Issachar 3. But I showed that brother's video of the chariot that showed up at their camp, and then I showed the 2 other videos of what happened, with me when I was recording at camp one time. And hey, it's the exact same thing, man. So it just gives you chills because the big brothers and Yahweh Shemi Shai is sending that the Air Force and those flybys to check on bros, man. It's Yafan. Not to mention the angel that showed up to the GMS Los Angeles camp, out there in the Victorville one. I think it was they were at that location because they bounced back and forth between 2 locations. But it was the Elder Mawatazak's camp out there in LA. Not the Inland Empire, but the other camp. So I want to get through this, and then I want to grab some of these scriptures and get into prophecy because, hey, man, a lot's going on, and these people got their head in the clouds. This is verse 58. But we, thy people, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has put us in the predicament of captivity to learn a lesson, man. Not to be prosperous, not to, bubble and live your best life, man. No, you're supposed to be in that contrite spirit, man. Even, like I say, I'm supposed to be enjoying myself right now, but, man, I can't walk through the streets right here without fucking throwing a curse up because, man, demons everywhere, man. Talking about weirdos walking around and dressing some weirdo motherfucking shit here, man. So, are we gonna hold our peace and just man? We throwing curses on this place every day, as Elder Apostle Gabar says, man. But this is verse 59. If the word, I want to go back to 58, Salakia, because those are very intimate titles that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is given us. Again, whom thou hast called thy firstborn. The firstborn is your first and only son. Because there's also scriptures that say they will mourn for their child like an only son. Because when you have an only son and your first son, man, I'm not a father, so I can only say as much as I know. It may not be my place, but I'm not a father, but I can say, man, if I had a son, the very first son that I ever had in my whole life, man, you would have a very special connection to that son, because that's the first life that you brought into the world, man. That's the image of yourself, man. So I can't even imagine now. That'd be super painful to have to see that. Have your firstborn go through that. Thy only begotten is like, that's all you got. That's the only one you got. The only one you chosen. Because you get something that's the only thing that you begot. You gotta take the old English so-called language and bring it up to the new English. But this is and thy fervent lover, man. And the fervent lovers, man, you just I don't know how to say it, like, I don't know if this is the right word, but like you're just like I don't know if it's the right word. It's like you're hot and heavy over somebody. Like, oh man, I love you so much. Like, or like you're kind of woozy, That's how you see a woman that you love and that everything like that. She looks good or whatever. You can be, oh man, that's my fervent love. I wouldn't want to go anywhere else, type of thing, type of spirit. Are given into their hands. Yep, we went over that. Verse 59, last one. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? ? How long shall this endure? ? Because these are questions that Ezra is asking the angel, man, because even back then, they wanted to know, hey, man, are we almost out of here? How long is this going to endure? And they were getting impatient heck in the ancient world, and then when Yahushai came on the scene, the apostles were asking him, hey, man, will thou now restore the kingdom of Israel? So, hey, man, our people have always been waiting for the days right now, man, because the ancient men have waited, and they've waited. They've seen the prophecies. They've written them down, but they didn't understand exactly when the time and place for them to take effect and start that snowball effect, man, that we've been entered into in this so-called modern day time, man, because the prophecy, really started kicking off, when the Abba Bivens came on the scene in the late 1960s, passing the baton to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, that perfected the doctrine, and, everything, man, top to bottom of what we know has fallen into place, and so prophecy can be fulfilled, and people can understand ultimately now what the charagma is, what the CBDCs are going to take effect in your life, man. And the CBDCs is not the charagma, because they may transfer the system to a CBDC system for a little while, and then they may say, oh, okay, now that you got your CBDCs, now you got to get it inserted in you, man, because you ain't going to be going off, you ain't going to be wicked if they change the whole system and they force you to do CBDCs. That's going to be a form of slavery, but it comes to the charagma once it makes it mandatory that you have to insert something into your body willingly, not because they're holding you down and forcing you, willingly have to bow down to this beast system and able to capitulate to their demands. But yeah, that's it. That's it from there. I want to grab a couple of these scriptures from the Akim, the water again. But this is the brother Isaiah Allah. This is Isaiah 40 and 15. behold, this is going back to how the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, looks at the nations, at the Wada'ak Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is Isaiah 40 and 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. As a very little thing. So right at the top, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket. Again, that's how you know that the scriptures validate the Apocrypha, man. That these wacky-tacky Christians and these people cannot accept, man. The Apocrypha has un chingo de fucking un chingo de blessed prophet precepts in the scriptures, man. Because how can you not see it, man? Like, how can people not see that the Apocrypha exactly lines up with the scripture, man? Because they don't want to accept it, because the other information that's in the Apocrypha goes against what Christians call replacement theology. But back to this one. This is verse 16, Isaiah 40 and 16. This is Salaki. I didn't break this one down all the way. As a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Because when you are balancing it out in the ancient world and you had two balances, let's say you took everything off the scale, right? You took everything, you got everything in the bags that you wanted, all the wheat, but there's like a little bit of specks. There's a little bit of speck dust of flour on the scale, man. Are you going to take a thing and like get it in and make sure you get every little last speck of dust in the how do you say, in the pan so you can knead the bread because you just need a little bit more flour? No, man, it's irrelevant, man. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing, man. The isles being, the multitudes of people. Isaiah 40 and 16, and Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burnt offering, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is not accepting these other heathen nations' sacrifices to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You think the Lord is pleased because they got, the star Rampham on their church, like I showed you, man? You think that's a holier than thou symbol? Let me show you it again. Let me show you it again, man, because this shit is, look at that. Look at that building. Star Rampham right there, man. And I don't want to go too far because it's connected to my charger, but you can see that right up there, man, is the obelisk. They may look nice, you got a little garden, man, but this place is wicked as hell. But, these people aren't gonna really understand, man. And it's not for them to understand anyways. It's for the prophets to fully, lock in and be able to break it down to these people. This is Isaiah 40 and 17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity, man. Oh, that's a cut, man. Because it's like having background characters in the movie, man. You're like, you need them, but you don't need them, Like, everything's focused on the main characters. But, hey, man, it's vanity in the sense that, it's really meaningless at the end of the day. That's why the word vanity is there. Because at the end of the day, everything is going to be dissolved and disappeared if they're not of the elect and of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, most importantly, and the remnant, ultimately, of Israel as a whole. Because after the remnant is saved, the elect is saved, and we're ruling in the kingdom of heaven, Lord willing that, we be those men and the brothers, that are watching, doing the work, hope, Lord willing, that they make it, man. Because these our other people are going to be so-called reincarnated, as the world, are regenerated into the kingdom of heaven, man. Yeah. But throwing up some good scripture out there. I'll get these, man. I'm a little closer to my camera. Like I said, I forgot to bring my damn camera stand. But I'm gonna grab this brother's scriptures. The water again for posting them hot boys up. This is faithful 144, hopeful elect. This is Ezekiel 7 and 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, because the Spirit that is sent down. You know, and that word is what these prophets were writing down. Ezekiel 7:2, also, thou, son of man, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, power unto the land of Israel, and end. The end is come upon the four corners of the land. And the four corners is a representation of 360, you know, all around you, man. You know, you're surrounded. Because there's only four corners, being north, east, west, and south. This is Ezekiel 7:3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, because it's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that's using these other nations, whether it's only, all you see is nothing but pale-faced cracker Edomites coming at you with swords ready to slay you, man. That's still Yahweh Bashim Yahushai sending those judgments. You know, it's not the so-called Edomites with the torches and pitchforks coming at you, man. It's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai sending the judgment as these spirits created for vengeance go out and do what they're created for. This is and I will send mine anger upon thee, and that's the Lord's anger, man. Like, a man can get mad, but hey, man, a man can move on and forget things. His memory can get a little jogged to the point where he probably won't get as mad as he did when that situation happened. But Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is like it happened to him seconds ago, man, hours ago, days ago, man. It's all fresh in his mind, you know. Oh man, that ain't nothing to play with, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai can. You want to talk about bringing up the receipts, man? Hey, that's not somebody you want to go toe and toe and say, hey, oh, I did this, I did that. Oh, you really? It's gonna be like that Bruce Almighty. I was just speaking facetiously as a man. It's gonna be like that Bruce Almighty episode where he pulls out the filing cabinet and there's some fucking chingo de papers of all the shit that he went off on and stuff like that when he was trying to complain. That scene always cracks me up, man, because there's nothing you can say, man. There's nothing you can say, do, or anything to say that you deserve anything, man. Literally, we don't deserve anything, man. But you can put your best foot forward. You can learn the scriptures. You can go out and teach the scriptures. You can wake up our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and tell them that they God's people, man. You know, you can tell them that there's hope, man. Because bringing that good message and doing the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is one of the most fulfilling things, man. You know, and to look, you know, from the outside looking in, you would think, you know, I'm a crazy person, man, to the fact that I want to come out here and talk, man. But how can you carry on a conversation with somebody in the world and not talk about this and not have these scriptures in the back of your head, judging the situations as you deal with them, man? Because we have, you know, we have the oil, we have the eye salve, because we can see, man. Like the scripture says, we can see these things, you know. And another thing the scripture says is, he who increaseth wisdom increaseth sorrow, roughly paraphrasing, man. Because, hey, man, the more you know, the more you're like, oh, shit. But there's nothing more rewarding than being able to fucking handle that too, man. Because a lot of these fucking people are weak-minded as hell, man. You know, not to say like, oh, I'm all big, oh, you can handle this. No, man, none of that. But the fact that you want to look into this, you want to look at prophecies, you want to look at bad news, you want to see what's coming up next, you want to hear that your government's locking down, you want to hear all this stuff, man. People look at you like, you crazy, man. I'm crazy because I want this shit to end, and you're not crazy because you want to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, because you tell me what the fucking definition of insanity is. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome, man. So these people want to keep in the cycle. I'm talking about these people are people, because that's the only people that I'm bringing this message to. The hopeful elect kind of snap out of it, you know, then live in it, man. Because I'm going to put all my eggs in this basket, man. If people want to have a little gold here stashed in their safe, I'm going to have some Bitcoin over there. You know, I'm going to make sure to buy an expensive credit card thing so that I can put it in the shoebox and have money in the future. Oh, I'm going to make sure to put my 401k and up it from 7% to 9% of my check, so I can have that much more for retirement. Hey, people are fucking stupid, man. If you in the truth, man, let me tell you, if you are in the truth, or you know, in the know, and you got a 401k, man, let me tell you what, you're gonna be disappointed, man, because when this shit drops, like the pensions of the yellow trucking company, man, they get none of that. But guess what? The CEO still got their bonuses. You know, when the yellow trucking company was there's a huge semi company, man, went under. You had all their trucks just laying there, man. You know. You had Jake that worked for the company for 30 years bugging the fuck out because the company didn't pay him his pension that he worked so hard for. No shit, man. You think when these companies go under, they're going to care about their workers? Hell no, man. That's why it is imperative that you put your, faith in this truth right here, man. Like, yeah, I want to grab a scripture since I said that. It made me think of Isaiah 33:6. This is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure, man. Because that is what we are. Salakia, Israel. I did not finish that scripture. I did not scripture. Usually I got the brothers with me, maybe to check me. Some, hey, buddy, go back there. You didn't finish that. Shit. But hey, we're out here alone. Sometimes got to catch myself. Wakala Yahweh Shem Shai did. I'm gonna go back to faithful 144, hopeful elect, Ezekiel 7:3, and then I'll get this. This is now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. So don't think you're getting away, Jake. Don't think that you can live your best life and fucking bubble in this world and get your cake and eat it in the next, man. No, man, we're here to suffer. We're here to mortify our members. If you got a problem, that's with you personally, handle it, man. Whether it be physically, spiritually, learn how to correct it, man. Whether it's, let's say, it's something that you got IBS. I'm just saying a physical example. Let's say you got IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, man. Look into the herbs. Look into the knowledge and wisdom that the elders have taught us about these naturopathic remedies. And handle that, man. So that you clear up your gut. And this is all hypothetical. This is an example. Brothers are hearing that. You got gut problems, man. You can't think straight. You're always constipated. Go get some probiotics. Go on a fast, and before you break your fast, eat fruit. And then start drinking spring water, the little blue caps, for a couple of days and see how that does, man. But make sure you get probiotics. I know Issachar got this little thing called Yakult. They're these little probiotic yogurt things, man. But, if you can't take care of your body and utilize the information, man, you're not going to be able to lock in spiritually, man, because you're dealing with ailments. And I'm not going to say you can't. It's just going to be harder to. And yet if you got this wisdom, you should be able to correct yourself, man. And according to the ways, that starts in the physical, spiritual, and emotional sense, man. To calm your emotions when something happens, man. To not react emotionally, So that's a way that you can get rid of some problems that you're dealing with your life, so that you can serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai better, man. And you can bring him your best foot forward. In the lack of better words. But this is Ezekiel 7:4, and mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am. And these people are going to know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai exists, man. These people are going to talk all the bullshit they want right now. Oh, God doesn't exist. I don't believe in that. Oh, man, you still believe in the Bible? Man, it's 2024. What the hell are you doing believing in the Bible, man? You just know we got science? Hey, these people are stupid, man. Because all their science and all their facts and all their books and all their scientific journals, man, all that's going to fail them. And when these people are assed out on their knees, ribs touching their back, fucking can't even stand up because of pure exhaustion and lack of nutrients, man, these people are going to pray. They're going to use every name under the sun trying to get Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's attention, man. But they ain't going to use the correct name. This says, neither will I have pity, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is not going to have pity on his. It says that I am the Lord. And this is the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. The brother finished it off right there. It's good. This is verse 5. Yeah, Ezekiel 7:5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power and evil, and only evil, behold, thee is come. Man. Hey, man. Whew. Man, there's a scripture I can't think about off the top of my head where it is, but it says a sword is sharpened, to make a sore slaughter, should we then make mirth? Because if you see these things are happening, how is that going to be How is that going to be pleasant? It's not. Yeah. But this is continuing, verse 7 and 6. And end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. What else more can you say, man? How much more warnings can you give these people, man? You know, and that's through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that we've been given access to the internet to be able to go to the four corners of the world instantly, man. You know, I'm over here in Portland, Oregon, you know, brothers over there in, you know, in Boise, over there in Idaho, they're getting ready for camp. You know, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the brothers Hananya and Azayah. You know, Hananya, you know, the head of the camp, going to be doing the section in Spanish to edify the Northern Kingdom. And then you got Azayah, which is not in a great millstone, but, you know, through the process, been showing up to camp, you know, diligently, goes and does his camp in English, man. So, boom, boom, you know, covered over there. You know, in Portland, there's not really a camp. There's no camp here. You know, the closest camp is GMS Northwest over there in Tacoma. You know, shalom to those big Akim out there too. But I wanted to say that the only Israelite that I saw out here, and this was last trip, that wasn't this trip, he was posted in front of Powell's bookstore selling a book of his own book. Like, he had a t-shirt fringe on, and he was selling his own books. And he's like, hey man, you want to buy a book? And I was like, no, I'm good, man, you know. He's like, what did he say? He's like, what's your favorite book, man? He's like, he asked something like that. He's like, what's the best book? And I said, KJV 1611. And he's like, that's a good one, you know. So, but, you know, Jake knows, but they still just trying to, you know, do their own thing, man. You can't come into this truth and try to formulate your own way to do things, man. It's not going to work. You have to fall in order. You got to fall in line and do things that have been tried, tested, and, you know, proven. But this is a as Azayah says, my son asked about the churches on my street. I told him they are harlot houses. This is exactly what they are, you know, because these harlot houses hold different spirits, and these different spirits, you know, are beguiling people as they go in there every, you know, Sunday, and they go in there Wednesdays for their meetings or whatever it may be, man, and they, you know, are getting beguiled because they're not getting the truth. You know, I meant to get Isaiah 33 and 6, and then I moved on again, come back to that one, so let's suck it on here. It's Isaiah 33. I'll get a win. It's Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. What times are we going to be in that we need stability? That's Jacob's trouble. You know, and even shit, if you really want to put it there, every damn motherfucking day in this bitch, man, in this Babylon the Great. You know, yeah, man, we need stability in these times, man, because if you were asked out like these derelicts that are just fucking crashed out on Fetty Wap, you know, they got no way to go, man. But we have Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to call, and we know where to get true wisdom. We ain't gonna call our family, you know, and say, hey, what do you think we should do with this? Oh, ¿sabes qué? Tiene que ir a la iglesia, le da dinero a la pastor so él puede agarrar tus diezmos. You know, shit, I was saying that you're going to go to your family, ask them for advice. What are they going to tell you? Oh, just go to the pastor and make sure you give him your tithes so that you can be blessed, man. You know, that's our people's way of getting out, man. You know, going back to Esau, Edom for salvation, man. And that's why our people have been destroyed, because the so-called white man has instilled it in our people that we can't do anything for ourselves without going to him first. He is the epitome of perfection when it comes to how people should live, their house should look, their cars should look, their lawn should look, man. You know, the type of lifestyle that they live in, the sense that you got all these houses stacked right next to each other, you know, and what do you call it? Apartments, and it's fucking, you know, wicked as hell, man. You know, that's how Esau want to live. And if you see everywhere, man, it's covered in concrete. I went to a park, you know, walking around, and they still had the stones that they used when they first built the park, which were, it was like in the early, like 1901 or 1902, or back then when they didn't have like the flat work precasts and stuff like that. So all the stones were like naturally flat. They were flat, but they had like a natural curve. You know, they kind of looked like this wall right here, you know, like that. But they were a little less, how do you say, bulky. And when you walk on those, man, your back doesn't hurt because it's more of a natural surface, man. But when you come out here and all this flat sidewalks, flat concrete, flat work, flat driveways, going to the thing is flat, man, you know, your back starts to hurt, man. But I noticed when I was walking on that, I didn't get that feeling right here from walking, man, because your foot and your body's meant to be on an uneven surface walking, man. That's why this devil in the society that he's put up has everything ass-works backwards, man. Because this devil wants to bring the caves to him. And you can go to any capital, any major bank building here right now that's like a older style stone building, and you're gonna see those 4 pillars in the front of the building, man, looking just like the damn Washington Memorial or the White House, man. So back to it. And strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure, man, because that is what we're going to be able to call and withdraw from in that spiritual bank account. Because Yahweh Ratazah, you know, if we be those men and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is accepting our sacrifices, man, we're storing riches in heaven right now. And riches in heaven to be stored away is going to be used in the time of need, in the time of famine, you know, in the sense of that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is really going to need to come through for us to answer our prayers, because we have no other option, man. We can't go to the store. There's no food left. You don't know where you're going to get your next meal. You don't know where water. You know, you're tired. You're exhausted. You haven't had sleeping days. You've constantly been moving, man. It's going to put you in a state of mental that everything is going to bother you, man. I have been sleep deprived before and working hard. You know, I'm talking like you got to sleep almost a day, because, you know, we were doing a long shift for my job, and you know, and I don't have an easy job. You know, I do iron working. I'm an iron worker, and in the rebar. You know, so everything's a rebar that's, you know, anywhere from that thick to as thick as your wrist. Man, you got to carry it, man. And we had to get a project done, and then I remember there was something that I had to do where I wasn't able to, you know, sleep. You know, I had to have my wife. We had to go somewhere or something like that, man. And my brain felt so fried, man, like so fried, like to the point where I could damn near feel it. And if I were to lay down and sit down on the couch, man, I'd be out, man. I'd be passed out. And I can't imagine feeling that way, not eating, and still having to go, you know, through Jacob's trouble, man. These people ain't built for that, man. You know, not to mention the food that you do eat. When you don't eat it, it gives you withdrawals, in the sense of it has parasites in it. It's high in fats. It's high in sugar. It's high in salt. So those are things that your body craves once it doesn't have an excess of. And that's something that if you're constantly giving it, it's going to crave when it doesn't have it, man. You know? So these people are going to be in a very bad case. And I know the brothers can, you know, attest to being super tired. You know, maybe the brothers, you know, even more so that have been in the military, you know, that have been forced into situations to, you know, be sleep deprived and still make coherent decisions, man. Well, these people ain't going to be making coherent decisions, man, and good decisions, because they're stumbling in their vomit now, man. When they got access to food, running water, and everything, man. Oh, that brings me exactly to know where I'm going to go next, man. And this is one of those scriptures, man, that just, hey, man, this is heavy. And I'm going to probably close it out with this, Yahweh Ratazah. I'm going to start at 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, and I'm going to go all the way to verse 12, is the last verse with the point. Yeah, so I'm just going to start at the top. 2nd Esdras 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. And that's, what do we see these signs, and how do we measure? We see the signs of the scriptures, of what was written in the scriptures, and we're measuring it with the Bible, man. This is how we know where we're at in the sense of prophecy, by the signs of the times. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world, which he made in the world, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, he visits this world with judgments, man, with increased cataclysmic events, man, where people are like, man, that's a how do you say, that's a, what's the word they use? Oh, that's an act of God. You know how they say after a Category 5 hurricane, they call it, you know, the hand of God or act of God, you know, because it's almost a divine, you know, judgment, because it's so massive. It has to be, you know, from another world type thing. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, you know, and uproars of what you're seeing with these different conflicts and the earthquakes, you know, they're talking about these different fractures and fissures, like, it's not fissures, but they call them fissures because they're deep underneath the ground, that are cracks that haven't made it to the surface yet, you know. But the actual cracks that are on the top of the surface, man, are starting to be, man, really big, man. There's ones opening up in Africa. There's one in Australia. There's one in Wyoming and Utah. That's they say is close to Yellowstone. They're concerned because that one is closer to Yellowstone, even though Yellowstone's in Montana and Idaho. You know, they're worried. And not to mention, I did see another one that they discovered a new fault line. They discovered a new fault line off the Oregon coast called the, man, I just fucking saw this. Man, anyways, but it's a new fault that they discovered that has a lot of tension under it, that they said if that thing broke, it would bring in waves hundreds of feet over us, man. And that's right here on the coast. But, you know, through the spirit of power, I believe he's waiting to bring those judgments, you know, of the earth cracking and the volcanoes coming. And this is speaking as a man, you know, because it makes sense in my head, you know, how, you know, again, speaking as a man, how all these volcanoes have built up tension. All the volcanoes have built up pressure, and everything is like to the max. You know how they say Yellowstone is 400 years past exploding? Well, get this, man, when you jumpstart a car battery, all you need is a little jolt, right? I believe, you know, and this is speaking as a man, just of me meditating on it, you know, don't, you know, again. But when those missiles hit, it's going to cause a huge earthquake, like the scriptures say that the earth is going to rock to and from like a drunkard. And those missiles could be that car battery jumpstart that causes the cracks to break, the super volcanoes to blow up, because we know that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to bring in a renewed earth. You know, just like after the flood in Pangea, how the tectonic plates were all together in like you call it a supercontinent, but then after the flood, everything kind of, you know, broke apart to what it is today. Well, this earth is going to be mapped as well. You know, and I was meditating on this for a minute. That's why I got, you know, a couple little things to say, because it sounds good in my head. But you know how when you see the volcano videos in Hawaii, how the lava is coming out of the ground and it's instantly making solid ground, you know, when it's coming out of the water. I believe, you know, when these missiles come and they start melting everything with fire, you know, and the volcanoes, you know, start erupting and the cracks start spewing out lava. The majority of the world is covered by water, right? It's all by water. So if you have all these things melting and islands being swallowed up and tectonic plates opening up and lava coming out, man, you're gonna have whole continents overnight, man. Or, you know, not overnight, but you're gonna have, you know, roughly paraphrasing, you know, overnight, because when that massive amount of lava, melted earth comes in contact with water, it's gonna make a landmass, man. Just like, again, I saw those videos that I use an example of when Hawaii has volcanoes and it's pouring onto the ocean, man. They're islands ever expanding. And what color is that soil? It's charcoal, it's black, it's lava rock, it's very fertile, man. So Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you know, speaking as a man, has these missiles comes, everything's going crazy, chariots are blowing up, volcanoes, tidal waves, islands being swallowed up, tectonic plates being fucking torn apart, man. A massive destruction that this world has never seen before, kick-started off by the ICBM nuclear missiles, you know, can create so much more, you know. And that's why, you know, we look at it like, oh man, so much destruction, but we look at it as the earth being renewed and cleansed, because the fire is a cleaning agent, man. You know, and I was gonna start at 2nd Esdras 9, man, but hey, man, Spirit took me somewhere else, because hey, man, this is 2nd Esdras, 2nd Peter 3 and verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long-suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all, Salakia, that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. And that repentance is turning back to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, in spirit and in truth, and doing the best of your ability to serve him. This is verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, a volcano eruption, or not a volcano eruption, like the nuclear missiles hitting down and making that huge subsonic boom, man, because these are hypersonic missiles, and not to mention the Poseidon missiles that Russia has, that they can detonate off coastlines and create 1,500 feet tall tsunami radioactive water waves, man. 1,500 foot radioactive water coming at your ass, man. That's the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. I love to see that. Love to see that wipe out some place from the chariot looking down. I have to add. Verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Is the whole world going to be destroyed? Is the whole earth getting deleted? No, it's not, man. The world is getting renewed. This world is getting clean, dissolved in the things that the Esau Edom has created. We're not going to find a Coca-Cola can in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're not going to find a bombed out, melted Abrams tank in the kingdom, man. No, all that world is going to be clean, dissolved. And fire is a cleansing agent as well. That's why also charcoal is given to people that are ingesting poison or ODing, because that charcoal is very porous on a microscopic level, so that it actually absorbs anything that it comes in contact with, and it, takes it out, whatever process, 1 or 2, that it comes out of you as. But this is verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Holy means set apart, man, of this world, conversation and godliness. So, hey, man, how you carry yourself, the things that you consume, and when I say the things that you consume, I'm talking about, your food, first and foremost, your water, but also your music, your TV, your entertainment, your movies. What are the things that you're ingesting into your life that is allowing it to mold you? Because if you eat food, those foods turn into your cells. The same way, if you absorb information, you absorb bullshit all the fucking time, you're listening to nothing but fucking trap music, stuff like that, man, you're gonna start, fucking your spirit up, man. You're gonna be thinking about other things. You're gonna be singing a dumbass lyric in your head, when you could have been, meditating on something else. I'm not saying, to be over righteous or holy, because, hey, shit, I listen to music every once in a while too when I work out. But there's a balance to everything, man. But you got to know what to ingest and not to ingest. You got to know what may be good for you is not good for another brother. What's good for another brother may not be the best for you. What works for this brother may not work for you. Everybody has their own method of success, and you have to find your method of success to be able to keep moving forward, man. Because, like I say, I like to use notes and tabs. I use this example. I use notes and tabs. My Bible gets a little messy. Some brothers don't like that. That's too much. Like a fold. They can't memorize that system. But they got another system that works even better for them. That's great. Do it, man. I'm just telling you what works for me. And if you can take one thing from it that benefits you, even if it's the smallest thing, hey, man, that's good. That's good. Call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Ultimately, Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying, and to what I've been able to feed you. Not telling you anything wrong. But this is verse 12, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of power, where in the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And everything is made of elements. You, me, the tree, everything. Elements on a very small level that you can bring it to. Verse 13, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Nevertheless, we are the Israelites, man, because we are the only ones looking for the promises of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We're the only ones looking for salvation. We're the only ones looking to get taken out this place. We're the only ones that are complaining. We're the only ones that are sighing and crying. We're the only ones that are under the curses, man. We're the only ones that have got fucking nothing to show of being in a country that we've been in for hundreds of years. And as a Issacharite and the Gadites, man, this is their land that they have no inheritance with, man. What else are you going to do but complain, man? Are you going to go through your day and doing this and that? Nah, man. We're going to complain to the Lord, man. We ain't going to complain to these people. Because like the saying in the world goes, if you complain to these people, why is this that way? Why is that this way? We should get together and change it. Let me tell you what. 80% of people that you're complaining to your problems about don't fucking care. And the 20% that the other 20%, guess what? They're happy you have them. So these people in the world, they don't care about you, man. Your brothers care about you. That's who you should be choosing to be affectionate to. That's who you should be worrying about not offending. You don't give a fuck about your fucking family, man. Give a fuck about your cousin. Give a fuck about your brother. Give a fuck about your sister, man. You make sure your brothers are good, man, because those are the only people that really even care about you, man. Because your family just wants you to live your life how they want you to live your life. They don't want you to live your life to the person that you really are, man. I'm speaking from dead-ass experience, man. I know the brothers, I'm not a special case because every single brother has gone through these situations with their family, man. They want you to live how they want you to live, man. But you got to take care of yourself, man. You got to make sure that you're doing good, and don't complain too much, man. Count your blessings. You got this, you got that, man. Learn how to count your blessings and complain. Because when you start complaining too much, man, you rewire your brain to be more susceptible to anxiety when an adverse situation comes up. Like, let's say a flat tire, man. A flat tire ain't no big deal, bro. I got a fucking spare in the back. I got the tools with me. Ain't big deal. But let's say someone ain't, always complaining, always thinks the world's against them, always thinks, oh, woe is me, oh my God, a flat tire happens. They're like, oh my God, one more thing. I can't even, you got, bitch, you got the fucking tire with you. What the hell are you complaining for, man? It's okay. Shit happens. But hey, man, people don't have that mentality. People ain't calloused in the mind to deal with these things. But that's why the Spirit and power Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and like I read in Isaiah 33:6, that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our times. So hey, it's Yahweh again to have this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, to be able to come out here and teach and understand it, and Lord willing, be able to formulate what's in my head, what I can read, and to be able to put it in a voice to be edifying to the elect and all the Akim Wa few amount of sisters that do listen, But I'm gonna get ready to shut it down, Akim. I'm gonna end this camp actually with a curse, on Babylon the Great. So I had this curse. Alright. I think there's only one little section I get hung up on every time, even though I try to memorize this. But I'm going to close this out, and Lord willing that this lesson was edifying, to the elect. I'm going to end it with a curse and then, give you your blessing and close out. But this is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalak, Rayam, Wa, Ibnashim, Wa, Abadia, Wa, Haragim, Al, Chal, Adawamim, Wa, Gawayim, Wa, Ayabayam, Nawa, Babakasha, 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 Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bawada, Aman, and Wa, Nashapatyam, and death. So, hey, throw those curses up, Bakim. Throw those curses up, man, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Shalak Rayam, Babylon the Great. Because this place is through. This place is, every day, man. Throw the curses up on this place because we're almost out of here, man. So, Lord willing that this lesson was edifying to the elect. Until next time, I'm going to face the east. Close the lesson the same way we started, by giving all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakach, Wadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect doctrine out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS BOISE, IDAHO camp, coming at you live in Portland, Oregon. Lord willing, that this lesson was edifying. Until next time, keep persevering, keep pushing, keep the faith. Shalom.